Hi Drishti, hi Gulshan.
Welcome to Duranga.
Thank you very much. So the trailer had just been released and it seems very intriguing. So congratulations on that.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, so first of all, can you start us by talking about this show?
Why don't you have a crack at it?
So the show is actually a pure love story, followed with a full dhamaka of thriller. I play a cop, and he plays my husband, who is
A
an
sculptor.
artist.
Yeah.
And we've been married for 13 years, and I feel like my husband is the perfect husband, the perfect man, the perfect father. Until one day, something happens, and I feel like he's really betrayed my trust. And from there, a lot of unfolding of
Yeah, there's
Weird
a
mystery
case that
happens.
she's working on also, which seems to be like there used to be a serial killer, but this case that she uncovers, a lot of the modus operandi is similar to that serial killer, but that serial killer has been long dead.
so.
I mean, is there a? I mean, there is.
Is there any connection?
Is there
No.
any connection?
We
What
don't
is? I
know.
mean, it's kind of points towards Samit, who I play, and then like what is the connection is not really determined. So you start to notice, the audience as well as her character also starts to notice that
So
there is
it's a
more to
miss,
this man than what it seems.
Seems he has a past which is not very.
And he is a very nice husband. He's a doting father and a husband, and he's a pretty reasonably successful, sculptor as well.
In front of everyone,
Yeah,
but then he has this lonely side.
he's a
which
recluse. He doesn't
uh,
express himself freely
yeah.
and all those things. So
he just smiles for the heck of it. He doesn't really smile when his smile is never genuine.
He smiles like a Barbie.
yeah, whether this is the real self, whether it's a mask, that's what the show is about. I mean, it slowly unravels itself. So that's what. Not slowly, pretty fast actually. It's a pretty fast fish.
Yeah.
So there's always this added pressure when you do a remake because there are a lot of comparisons and there are a lot of expectations. Durang, maybe as soon as the trailer came out, there were all these conversations about Flower of Evil. How do you address that and how do you deal with such kind of pressure?
So, firstly, it is an adaptation of the show, so there is nothing to get pressurized. And honestly, both of us didn't watch the
No pressure, yeah.
original version because we wanted to have our own take to our version of it. And comparisons are bound to happen, but we are not really looking at comparisons right now. We're just hoping that the show is something that people like watching because it's full masala, it's full drama, it's full thriller.
Yeah, I'm sure some people will find, will be a little harsh with their criticism, but that's bound to happen, and that's welcome. That's all right. No pressure. We are not feeling any pressure.
Gulshan, Foot Fairy was also a remake of a Korean film. What do you think
No.
is the reason that?
No.
No, it was not.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, I was reading all these comments about.
But I'll let you finish because I'll clarify that once you finished your question.
Okay, so I would like you to clarify because I saw so many comments.
Well, some scenes, like the director, he's a huge fan of Korean thrillers and
Okay.
David Fincher and films that Fincher did. So the film has a lot of references and homage that it pays to even David Fincher films. And the ending is very, very based on Memories of a Murder. Because the Kanish Verma, who wrote and directed the film, is a huge fan of Memories of Murder. So yes, it's an homage to Memories of Murder, but it's not a remake and it's not a copy.
Are you two fans of Korean dramas? Which one is your favorite if you are?
We are not.
I haven't even watched
He's
a
not
single
even
one.
watched anything. I watched one show, so not
Yeah, it's very popular. A lot of people are really raving about K-dramas.
K-drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any yet.
Okay. Okay, so this is one of the questions that I had after watching Gulshan's Instagram account. You shared this BTS picture from the first day of shoot, and
Yeah, the last
Drishti commented that something about 20 takes. So I
17
want
takes.
to-
17 takes.
Okay, so I
I
want
don't
to know
remember it. I don't
about.
remember.
I want to know about that scene. Why did
I
it
think
take?
it was
20
just day one for me, and for me, this is a very different platform to work. So I was taking my time, and initially I wasn't understanding what exactly I'm supposed to do. So I think it was day one. I was a
bit
little
nervous,
nervous
yeah.
more than anything else, and then by God's grace,
Yeah,
Everything went okay.
I'd already been shooting for a few days,
Yeah.
and she joined in a little late, and it's understandable. It was a little nervous. It's a different sensibility. She comes from the world of television, where things are made in a different sensibility. And sometimes, we put too much pressure on ourselves, and I think she was just really putting too much pressure on herself, and that wasn't really working. So the moment she relaxed about it and started like not thinking too much about it, she was fine.
Drashti, so it is a very common conception that TV actors tend to be over dramatic and can't do films and OTT. So, and you said that going to a different platform, you were also kind of nervous. Did these comments have anything to do with that?
Not at all. If you've seen Empire, then you wouldn't say that I've been over dramatic there. Secondly, no, I don't read these comments beyond a point. It's nice to read them, but they don't really bother me because I know I'm a very honest actor and I give my 100% to what I do. So I think I just enjoy the process, and because I enjoy it, I think the end result is also satisfying. So it doesn't really bother me that, certain, yeah, but I would like to say that yes, this is a different medium. So I had to do a lot of unlearning. I had to get a lot of subtleness and toning down in the way I would speak or do a scene. And I think I'm learning day by day.
Okay. So in connection with that, like you mentioned that Gulshan helped you, you were feeling nervous, and it is how important it is that your co-star has a friendly equation with you. And
It's as important as how you would want to work with your colleague in an office or your boss in your office.
Yeah, we
If
have
you don't
colleagues,
get you don't get along with them, you're going to have a tough time at work. So it's the same here, I guess. You need to have a great working rapport, and you need to be open to each other's ideas. And I think when you get a hang of it, it becomes fun to be on set and enjoy the whole process and enjoy even the intense scenes or the fun scenes or the love scenes. You just enjoy every bit of it.
Yeah, and it's also about being a professional, and you have to find a way to sort of connect with people and get along with people. And sometimes you find people who are very affable, with whom you get along really well, very easily. Like I very easily got along with Drashti. But sometimes you have to like find things about people. They can be like
Yeah, and when you find them, then I believe because they're not your friends or they're not your family.
But you still have to find a way to make it work.
Yeah, you have to find a way to make it work, because it's till then. If you don't want to be in touch after that, there's no pressure.
There's no pressure. But you're on set, you're there, you're doing a scene. If you get along, then it really helps.
Okay, so Drashti, I have seen you play a lot of different characters. A lot of them were bubbly, but you also portrayed a domestic abuse victim. But
could you repeat that, please?
You portrayed a domestic abuse victim in Silsila. Yeah. So Duranga, but it seems like a different ballgame. It's a thriller. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this kind of character you have played for the first time. So how was your experience with it, and how did you prepare for it?
Honestly, what I played in Silsila was it's the opposite of what I'm playing here. But yes, I had to put in a lot of effort to first try and get my body language to be like a cop, talk like a cop, stand like a cop. And we kept doing rehearsals with our directors and with him, with all the other actors. And once what happens is, it's a new setup for you and it's new people. So even if you're, how do I say it? You know what you want to do, but at times you're just nervous because you're just doing it for the first time in front of different people. So you just feel like, me standing like this I'm not comfortable doing it in front of new people. But I think because we did so much of reading, we kept doing a lot of rehearsals. So I think I got comfortable with everyone. And then, of course, your supporting cast, everyone helps you. Your director, he exactly tells you what he has in mind. And if that all goes in sync, you just get there.
Some are also calling it your comeback to the industry. Do you consider it your comeback?
Pardon me?
Comeback. Is this a comeback?
You can call it comeback, but last year...
What would you call it?
I'll just say another show on OTT.
Yes, because I thought that you haven't been away for so long that for it to be called comeback, but comments have been like that.
It's good to take a
Finally
break.
coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to take a break. And after Empire got over, I think Duranga happened, and it just took longer because we were still in a COVID scenario, so everything was a little slow paced. And I think a good break is good. There's no harm in it.
Gulshan, you have worked in the fashion industry for 10 years before you started acting. Can you tell us more about that journey? When did you decide that you want to switch to this career?
I've always wanted to be an actor since I was like, I think 7, 8 years old. I really enjoyed performing in front of people, and I was very active in school. I used to do all sorts of things. I used to sing and dance and all sorts of things I used to do. But being on stage and pretending to be somebody else was something that I really, I kind of took to like a moth to a flame. And somewhere I think you also realize that it's not really possible for it to be a reality. But I think I also discovered that that was not true. And then I started paying more attention to the craft and learning really what it means to be an actor, how different actors, people who I really like, what is their approach to the craft and how do they kind of build these characters and all that. So then I built some confidence in me, and then I decided that I have to give it a shot. Yeah, it's okay. I was doing something else and I was quite comfortable doing that, but I thought that if I don't try now, then I'll probably regret some point in my life when I'm older that I never tried. So I didn't want to feel like that. I was okay with failing because, agar workout nahi hota hai, to it's okay. I can go back to like making clothes, which I was doing anyways. But fortunately for me, I think I met good people who gave me good opportunities, and it worked out.
There's this whole debate about insider and outsider. Did you have a similar experience with that?
Nothing. I never felt anything like that. When I started working over here, I felt that this town has given me a space. It may be a small space, but this is my space, and then it's up to me to see, what I can do with it. So I never felt that. See, I'm not saying that there is no politics. Every place that there is a power structure or different power structures, they will have their own way of doing things, and there will be politics and favoritism and all those things. It exists everywhere. But it never really bothered me back then. It doesn't bother me right now as well. I don't have any reason to blame anybody for where I am or where I'm not either. So I think too much is made of. I mean, it's given too much importance. It's not like it doesn't exist, but it's there, and some bad things have happened to people. But I think too much importance is given to it.
Okay. Drashti, it seems unbelievable almost, but you have completed like 2 decades in the industry since you appeared in a music video. I still remember you from Saiya Dil Mein Aana Re.
Yeah.
2 decades.
Yeah.
I am from 2011, so you're my senior.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I was in school when I saw Saiya Dil Mein Aana Re, and you still look the same. That's a different thing.
Really now.
Yeah, you do. But a lot of things have obviously changed since then. What I want to know is, has there been a change in the way women are treated and what kind of roles you're offered? Or, about the pay gap, which we talk about, has there been a change in that?
About what app?
About how women are treated in the industry and, the kind of roles you get or the kind of payment you get.
Treated in the industry, I think I was treated very well since I've started. I don't think anyone misused me or manipulated me, but that is also because I didn't let people take a step. There was a line that I always maintained, and I didn't take that step, and nor did I let other people take that step towards me. So I've never faced that, but yes, since I've started and now, I think there's a lot of content for women, and they're making very different kind of content where I think we are at par. And TV has always been where actresses are more important than the actor.
Yeah.
So I think finally OTT is also getting there, where we are equals.
Okay, Gulshan, you recently, like yesterday, posted this comment about cancel culture and boycott culture. Was this comment about Lal Singh Chadha, and can you elaborate on that?
it's not really about anything, but you see, I know it's a bit of a phenomenon, and just my observation. I don't know how accurate it is, that a lot of people who are against cancel culture and who say that, oh, this shouldn't exist, and they do the same thing. It's just called boycott. It's pretty much the same thing. So I just thought that I should just express myself about what I thought. And it resonated with some people, and some people will have their own opinion, or a variation of that. Or people agree and disagree. It's not really about Lal Singh Chaddha or Raksha Bandhan or any particular thing, and this has been happening for a long time, particularly on. I mean, it only mostly happens on social media. Boycott this, boycott that, and all that. And I mean, I'm not a fan of cancel culture. I'm not a fan of boycott culture either. I think they are extremities. It's important for us to find. You have to understand the extremities, but also you have to learn how to operate somewhere in a reasonable ground, on reasonable ground. So both of these things are really cancelling each other out, actually.
Okay. So, Gulshan, I was asking that you were praised for playing a queer character in Badhai Do, but at the same time, there was some backlash also about queer representation, that, why was not a queer actor hired to play that part? How do you address that?
Okay, why wasn't a queer actor hired to play the part? I mean, I feel that it should be fair game for anybody. I mean, it shouldn't be like a queer actors have to be hired to play a queer part. I don't think that's necessarily the right way.
Then you should find a cop to play a cop, and you should find a serial killer to play a serial killer.
I mean, a queer actor can play a straight part. I mean, it really depends on like the capabilities and the skill set and the talent and what each actor has. So I didn't hear this at all, because mostly whatever I heard was a really good things about the film and about my performance. I mean, it's unbelievable for me because it was a 6-minute role, and then I got so much love for that part.
It was a 6-minute role.
It's a 6-minute. Yeah, it's a 6-minute part, but it was an impactful part.
Yeah.
It was written very well also. I can't take all the credit for it. Yes, I think I did a good job, but I had good actors to work with. I had wonderful writing, and I had a director with whom I had already done a film previously, and so my understanding was really good with them, and I understood the sensibilities. I think it's a bit of a ridiculous, debate to have that a queer actor should have. I mean, people should get equal opportunities regardless of their sexual orientation. If you're an actor, then you're an actor. You can be hired to play a transgender or a straight part or anything. And I think it should be about fair opportunity. And if somebody says that, oh, because it's queer people, then you should hire queer people, then I do have a little bit of a problem with that line of thought. But if they say that, you should hire actors based on their capabilities and their skill and their perception rather than their sexual orientation, then I'm all for that.
Okay. Thank you, Gulshan.
Thank you.
All the best for your show.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.